Hello YouTube, GreatRJ1 here, and today I'm going to tell you how to be better at Cow in Heroes vs Villains. Now, first off, I recommend his Inquisitor skin, like his Sith skin, as that gives him more of a Sith look and and can trick people, but it depends. As there are very few characters on the Sith team that include double-bladed lightsabers. Now we'll be going over his attacks. He has much farther range than Ahsoka due to having a double-bladed lightsaber, doubling the range of Ahsoka's. However, the double blades does not do anything from as far as I know, making it completely useless with range on attacks, doing more damage. It does not do more damage from what I know, so overall it's just more for looks. Now we'll be going over his abilities. He has Force Slow, the ability that you should always have on. It's very useful, because you can slow your enemy down, which can help you either escape if you're trying to get killed, or it can pretty much help you get away, kill your enemy, as they'll be moving much slower than normal. Then he has a kick. It does damage and can sometimes stagger a character, which can be very useful. But slowing enemies down is more recommended, because if you slow your enemy down, you're able to either get away and more. I've seen people replacing it with a different ability. Don't replace the ability. It's way more helpful than any other ability. Because you're not going to get yourself killed with it pretty much, and using it helps you a lot. Why am I not giving... Oh, it's probably in the wall. But the more you pretty much use it, the easier it will become to get. He's pretty much the Pong Krell of the Jedi team, as he's able to He's pretty much one of the most powerful characters on the Jedi team. While Ahsoka may be the Grievous of the Jedi team, Cal is the Pong Krell of the Jedi team. Now try not to waste your stamina, because stamina is very important. You need it for lots of things, mainly for blocking, because if you have no attack, if you have no abilities left, you're getting killed and you really need to block, you have to have the block. But if you're also trying to catch up to an enemy, then yeah. However, be aware, because if you have two lightsaber characters on you, you will likely have your stamina could be wasted very quickly. So be aware. Cal is most certainly one of the best characters on the light side team / heroes team. He's just so useful for a great many things, even if it includes not being very good with other people. Once you get the hang of him, it'll be very easy to use him. Now with the default abilities, ledge maps are not very good with him, but his default abilities are just so useful. Once you get the hang of them and know what they do and use them a lot more, you will pretty much never, it's likely you will never replace them, just because on how useful they can be. You need to stagger your enemy because you're at low health. Use your kick, they're staggered to try and get as many hits in as you can. You need to slow your enemy because you need to get some attacks on them, or you need to get away. Slow them down, you can run away. Their attacks are just, his abilities and attacks and defense are just so useful. He's most certainly one of the best characters in the game, but I did not go over how to unlock him. I think it will tell me when I get there if it does. However, I recommend his red lightsaber alternates. That's the one I recommend. Now yes, those abilities are good, but they're not as good as his force slow. Kick, I just recommend wearing his default abilities. Let me turn that on real quick. Now I just recommend having his default abilities. He needs no other ability to be even more powerful. He's just as powerful as he is right now. However, one way or another, if you get Stim, I think it gives you more health. Just wear Stim because that's going to be, because that heals you, I think. So anyway, so you need to get 25 last team standing wins, which, let me check if it's on a certain map. So it has no particular map, so you just need 25 last team standing wins. And this is where you find the description. I was wondering where it was. So Ahsoka's speed, Cal's 23. Let's check Ahsoka's real quick because I'm sure it said she's just a little faster, but not by too much. So yeah, and Cal's counterpart Shout will just use Triller Sundry because that's his counterpart. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for Cal. He's a very useful character to use for your team. If you have a Cal on your team, you have a 49% chance on winning. So other characters may not do as good as Cal just because on how powerful Cal is. Cal's just so powerful that if you have him on your team, you have a 49% chance on winning. That's also on default abilities. And will often be pretty much, yeah, the saber throw. I don't like using saber throw. I just find it very unuseful. So but I have it on. It's pretty much now. I just made Triller Sundry the Grand Inquisitor pretty much because I gave her the same abilities as a Grand. And that's 17 ones. Whoa. No, you don't. I thought that was a teammate. However, Cal's so useful. I always recommend using him, even if it means you're not very good with him. You don't have to really be good with him to be good at the game, or just to be good at him, because on how powerful he is. Thank you. If I'm able to keep them busy for long enough, he will lose out that flag. Whoa! Get the flag! Anakin, get the flag! Just get the flag! How hard is it to get the flag? I hope Anakin's got the flag. I don't think he does though. Now his counterpart is not as, but Cal's counterpart Trilisundry is not as good or as good as the Grand Inquisitor, but they get the job done. I'm going to check the chat. So I just checked the chat and now I've got a guard chasing me. No, thank you, and not today. Here are the respawns them. That was sort of a bit unfair because they were like camping their What just happened? You saw what just happened then, didn't you? Anyways, I did get to level 59, so... And I was the only one on my team that got kills, I think. There was probably another one that got kills, but still. Yeah, but Cal's a very good character to play as. He's always recommended. If you have a Cal with a Ahsoka, they won't be as unstoppable or as immortal as a Pong Krell and Grievous, because they are they're pretty much like the gods of this game, Pong Krell and General Grievous. But General Grievous does 32 to 25 damage, while Pong Krell does 22 to 28 damage. But yeah, so also I did just realise the Focused Rage actually does do more damage on Kylo Ren when it's activated, because if you remember, it shows it did 40 damage, and I think that was from the Focused Rage, but you can see it only does 28 to 32 damage. So yeah. Also, I did not tell you this in the last video, but in the Kylo Ren video, but I'll tell you it now. You should wear the Ben Solo outfit. This is due to it has a cyan lightsaber, and with it being cyan, it pretty much will help you blend into with the Sith. Jedi. So, anyways, do try and wear the skin that I recommend if you want to. However, it's not recommended. So now you can watch just a bit more gameplay with me as Cal, along with Mr. Yoda here. So oh no, there's a Pong Krell. full slow and then kicking your enemy can be quite powerful, but I recommend doing the kick after you do the enemy part, after you slowed them down, just because it's much easier to do it that way. And you see, I use my full slow to escape. Oh, second, I lured the Lord Vader here on accident. Hang on. He left. Anyway, let's go and get Mr. Krell. I slowed Krell down and kick. If you are able to stagger your enemy by kicking them, that will be very, very powerful. So. And if you're wondering what's the best maps for Cal, there is none. He just works so well on every single map. There's no map where he's better at, just because on how good he is. You should never ever ever try and use the you should never try and ever use any of his other abilities, just because it's so much more useful to use his other ones. I mean his default ones, because the more you use them, the more helpful they will get. And you'll probably find that out you probably might find that out the hard way, but it's just so useful. But if your enemy is a blocker, then you can easily get rid of them with a simple kick, just because on how easy it is to use the kick to get rid of them. No thank you, Palpatine, we do not need you. And Palpatine's running away. But I hope you guys are enjoying this like little montage of the me playing Cal. I hope you are having a good time knowing how to use the characters in the game now, because I sure am. I'm happy to help you, and if you have any gameplay tips, just leave them in the comments below. Missed. Oh, we nearly had more. Oh, we're no longer going to earn points, but that's alright. We just need to get to one of the command posts in time. As long as we can get to at least one command post, we'll do it in time. Okay, so no way are we going to be able to win that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you know how to use Cal now, because I'm so happy to give any tips for you to be better at this game. So yeah. If you're able to follow any tips that I give, you will pretty much be one of the best. You could say you could be. I was going to say one of the best players in the game, but I'm not exactly the best. One of the best players in the game. There are most certainly ones that are much better than me, but you'll be one very good player at the game, shall we just say. And even though some strategies will get you killed, some of them will, which also have happened with me, they are all very useful and are all recommended, no matter how much you use them or how less you use them. Just keep in mind that you will one day be able to get a kill, even if you're at level 50 and never got a kill. I don't know how that works, but okay. Or if you're at like level 4,885, which I know nobody is, but because of the leaderboards they can actually show rate. Oh, I felt like dusting. What's here? Oh, Emperor Luke. Anyways, I was not trying to make fun of these two people, so just saying. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, bye.